Let's talk about symbiotes in Spider-Man. So up until about a decade or maybe 15 years ago, symbiotes were relatively mysterious. Their lore has sort of evolved over time. They are these liquid, gooey alien beings that merge with humans that need to bond with a host to survive, and they feed off like brain chemicals. During the 1984 Secret Wars event, Spider-Man's suit gets ruined. He goes to a machine that can create any like costume you ask for, and it gives him this really cool black suit. The black suit turns out to be a symbiote that is trying to bond to him. He rejects the suit and gets help removing it, and it ends up bonding to journalist Eddie Brock, who had just been made a laughingstock because he had named like the identity of the serial killer, and Spider-Man proved that to just be a patsy. The symbiote sensed these feelings and bonded with him. They became one of Spider-Man's most popular villains. Over the years, he sort of evolved into more of an anti-hero role, to the point where he's sort of a good guy now-ish. The suit itself has changed hands several times. Mac Gargan, also known as the Scorpion, once wore it for a while, and it's probably its most brutal iteration. But it was also worn by Flash Thompson, who became Agent Venom and started this sort of redemption arc for the symbiote. I think this is around the time we learn that the symbiotes are these creations of this evil god called Null, which is a god of like darkness, but that the symbiotes themselves aren't evil, at least not inherently. During a time when Eddie doesn't have the suit, he gets touched by this villain called Mr. Negative, whose touch like inverts you. It's like mind control, basically, but it has an effect on the remnants of venom left in Eddie's system, which creates the anti-venom suit, whose touch is like deadly to symbiotes. After Flash loses the venom suit, he becomes Agent and Anti-Venom, and is still wearing the suit as of today in the comics. Symbiotes also occasionally spawn like young, and we see a couple of these in the comics. Symbiote that would become Carnage leaves Eddie while he's in prison and bonds with a serial killer called Cletus Cassidy and becomes like an even more evil version of Venom. The storyline Maximum Carnage is about Carnage escaping from Ravencroft Asylum, which is sort of like the Arkham Asylum of the Spider-Man universe. He escapes with the help of Shriek, who is sort of in love with Carnage/Cletus Cassidy. At one point, Venom is captured, and a bunch of the like seeds for new symbiotes are taken and spawn a bunch of new symbiotes. The only ones of these we get represented here is Scream. This is another child of Venom. Then we also get Grendel, which is a symbiote dragon. So what a symbiote dragon is Null, that dark god. These are like the first symbiotes he creates. They're by far the most powerful. Think of them as sort of like elder symbiotes. In any case, Grendel comes to Earth like centuries ago and ends up having a battle with Thor, and Thor ends up trapping her in a glacier. And this battle becomes the origin of the myth. And that's the last of the symbiote stuff in the set.